Alright guys, welcome into another NBA DFS video, 9 to 5 Sports. Ben Dawson, let's kick it off. Let's start off with our core plays at the point guard spot. So Westbrook has been ruled out, which makes me really like Dennis Schroeder in a game that should be a little bit closer. Maybe they get out ahead and kind of dominate this game. That's what you worry about, is this game possibly being a blowout. Now Dennis Schroeder, he's been alright recently. You know, last 3 games over 30 DK points. Last game he only played 24 minutes, but still had over 30 DK points. Look at those 2 games without Westbrook. Earlier on in the year, 21 and 47. So, you know, definitely hoping for more of that 47 output than, you know, that 21 output. But I do think he's going to be a safe, you know, 30 DK play, probably 35 DK play. Not a bad option. Let's go ahead and plug him into the lineup. Jeremy Lin's not a bad play as well. Don't mind him. So his minutes haven't been up, but he's actually been pretty productive. You know, you look at his last 5 games, he's only had 18 minutes, but that's been around 21 DK points. Not a bad option on the slate so far that hasn't had that many value options break just yet. The only other play I could see maybe at the point guard spots, you know, going a little bit lower, is going to be Shelvin Mack. You look at his game log, it's been pretty solid so far. He is questionable, but, you know, he's listed as probable down below. His last 5 games, 25 minutes, 28 DK points, really not bad. But let's get into the shooting guard spot. So, Derrick Rose, you can almost just plug and play him. Without Jeff Teague there, I think, you know, he's going to be like a safe lock for 25 DK points. Probably will get you around 30. And the only other one I could see is going to be Gary Harris. He's priced at $6K. Just seems a little bit too cheap of an option there. Paul George, small forward. Don't mind him. Definitely on the slate. Last game without Westbrook, he picked up the usage once Westbrook left the game. Had 52 DK points. Look at what he did in the absence of Westbrook. Pretty solid output there. Definitely going to be putting him into my lineup if I can fit him in there. But maybe that game blows out, so maybe you can decide to fade him because of that. Might not be a bad option. Glenn Robinson is a value play that I want to touch on. So we saw 30 minutes last game. 12 shots is the key here. So he only had 24 DK points, but he took 12 shots. And if Reggie Bullock is ruled out again, I don't mind Glenn Robinson as a value option if you have to go down that low. So now we get into the power forward spot. Jeremy Grant actually for the Magic. Not a bad option if you want to go with him. Decent recent game log actually, so maybe you can plug him in if you want to. But Grant for the Oklahoma City Thunder, he's been a play that I've been on like the last week and a half. Been very solid, but his salary has definitely come up now. Not as good of a value play, but I do still think he'll get you around 25 DK points. Not a bad play for you. So now let's get into the lock play of the slate. Now I do wish that they were playing at Chicago, but Nikola Mirotic. If you guys don't know, this is a guy that got punched by Bobby Portis, had to miss like the first month and a half of last year because he got punched in the face. So Bobby Portis isn't playing as well, so maybe that, you know, hurts the revenge game narrative a little bit. But as a guy that's pretty much been a lock for 40 DK points this whole year, I'm going to plug and play him. Hopefully he gets you at least 50 DK points with the revenge game narrative. Now, Taj Gibson, I want to touch on him as well. He's been pretty solid. You just look at his game log. It's been pretty consistent. Don't mind him as, you know, you kind of plug and play him as a cash option, you know, if you can't find any other value. Now, Serge Ibaka, I just really don't get the pricing here. It just doesn't make sense. So he's already averaging 32 DK points, and he really hasn't had a bad game this whole year. You know, his worst game is probably that 24 output where he fouled out with 14 minutes. 14 minutes, he had 24 DK points. He's just been on fire. It's almost been a plug and play for me. I'm going to do that again, but I don't want to put him in that center spot, so I'll go back to that. Now, the only other option I want to touch on is going to be LaMarcus Aldridge here. Definitely 2 price down as a guy at 79. He should at least be over 80K or 8K. I think he'll get you around 40 DK points on tonight's slate. Not a bad option. Let's get into the center. So I think that Paul Gasol is going to be ruled out for tonight's game. And, you know, Portal had 14 minutes last game, and he had 11 DK points in that game. So if he gets the start, I really love him as a value option now. Bertans will probably get the start, and I don't like him as much. I think that this could be a really sneaky play for you if he gets the start. Wendell Carter, I just want to touch on him as well as a play that I've just been plugging and playing. Might not do that on today's slate, but if you need to go down from center from these 2 studs that I'm going to touch on in a second, you can. Look at the game log. He hasn't failed to at least meet value in forever. His game log is phenomenal in the last few games. I really don't mind that. He fouled out in his last game as well. Still had you 34 DK points on just 22 minutes, so not a bad option. So the 2 that I want to touch on in the center spot are going to be Rudy Gobert as the first one. So he's been, you know, consistent. He should get at least 30 DK points, but in his last game against the Dallas Mavericks, he had 56 DK points, so I really like that. I mean, that's just phenomenal. And the Dallas Mavericks have been a team that I've been trying to pick on center-wise. And the other team is going to be Los Angeles Lakers, who Karl-Anthony Towns, I really love that play. He had 64 points against them last time. And I also like targeting centers against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, it's trying to figure out if Enes Kanter is going to be the center that gets the minutes or if it's going to be Mitchell Robinson there. But going back to the screen here, you can definitely go with Rudy Gobert and Towns. I really like that setup there. And then obviously this isn't going to be enough. I'm just showing you guys my core plays on this slate. And then you can figure out the slate how you want to from there. I do want to touch on the Chicago-New Orleans games. I think that it's just going to be a crazy good game. Anthony Davis is in the smash spot. Zach LaVine and Drew Holiday, they should both get over 40 DK points. Drew and Justin Holiday going up against each other. That's just a cool storyline. Maybe that motivates them a little bit more. I like that. And then Julius Randle. So if this game does blow out, I could see him being in a nice 40 DK play as well. So really just nice game that I like to stack there. And I should mention Bielitsa. He's always going to be an option for me on these slates. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Look for the lineups on the Patreon page. Link is in the description below. Didn't cash yesterday. Didn't really like the slate, but the last few slates I definitely cashed. Single entry, double ups. Been killing it there. So look for that. And also FanDuel, I've been doing the beat the score. Really good there as well. So look for those on the Patreon page. Hope to have you guys join. Appreciate the view. Let's keep cashing.